Welcome back to a fresh episode of Missin Curfew, Updogg. We don't have to worry about getting traded at least, fella.
No, we don't. No, it's great.
Because we are the fucking owners and operators and CEOs of Missin Curfew.
It's nice to be on this side of the fence, huh?
Should we trade one of these fucking guys? I might trade Bing right now. I gotta be honest with you.
I mean, he shows up with that flow like that today. He thinks he's in the lineup tonight.
If I had a GM call me about Bing Banta, I would listen right now. I would listen. I would say, all right, listen, I got a soft spot in the heart for the kid, but what are you offering me?
Yeah, what's he bringing to the table? What's he got?
You know?
What do you got?
You gonna throw a couple weed pens in there for me? What are you gonna
they
get?
Say, trade him for a bag of pucks. Eh?
I'm just joking, Binger. Max, you're not going anywhere. We need you. But
no, but hey, think about this. At any time you show up and you're like, pack your shit. You're gone. Yeah. Then you're like, what do you mean I'm gone?
So think about being an athlete. If you just showed up here one day at Hall Pass, Binger and A-Hall, I guess you could get fired. That's the same thing. Yeah, but A-Hall was like, Binger, I got to talk to you about something. What's up, buddy? Have a seat. We traded you. You're going to Columbus. Pack your bags, your flight's in 2 hours. Would your sphincter tighten up a little bit? Or what would you think if you're like, hey, we traded you to the studio in Columbus. You got 2 hours to get out of here.
Thankfully, my sister, brother-in-law, and her two kids are just moved to Columbus, so I got family there.
But it's kind of like Binger liking his life up in Venice and Hermosa or wherever.
Santa Monica, Binger lives in.
Like, imagine where you're just like, I'm comfy here in Scottsdale. I don't want to go. Mm-hmm. You're like, well, fucking pack your shit, bud. You're playing tonight.
Pack your shit, bud. You're flying to Columbus.
Oh,
I mean, if I'm making millions of dollars, I'm pretty okay with going to Scottsdale.
True. We were making bananas. We were making bananas. That's true.
Scottsdale's nice. Columbus, not so much.
It still sucks when you get traded, though. I got traded 2 days before the deadline, and just like that, one phone call, gone.
Yeah.
I don't have the same thing to you around dedeadline time. It's fucking crazy, man. 3 times you got traded at the deadline?
3 times, bud.
At the deadline?
Yes.
Wow.
Nashville, Philly, Phoenix, Columbus.
All at the deadline.
Yeah. Well, the Nashville one was probably 2 weeks before. It felt like the deadline because it hit me right in the side of the face.
The GM was like, fuck, we got to trade this guy. This is our last day. Trade him.
And then the GM at the time is now in the news this week. Big news. But I showed up to dinner in St. Louis late. I was having a little nap, probably a few too many the night before. And I show up and Fiddler and Jared Smithson and Ham Hughes and Hartsey are like, fuck, do you have your phone on? I'm like, no. I mean, yeah, but, and they're like, fuck, but I don't know how to tell you this, but you got traded.
You're fucking traded.
I'm like, for who? They're like, Forsberg. I'm like, that's not bad. But it wasn't, it was perfect. It wasn't perfect. Shed a tear, order a couple appies, drink 3 bottles of wine. And then I was gone the next morning. I played that next day in New York City.
So Binger, the deadline's not till Friday, so don't get too comfy here. I might go into A-Hall here after this show and talk to him and see if we can we might try to make a trade, Binger. It's nothing personal. It's business, bud.
It is business. We got a hard cap to worry about here.
If it cuts down my commute, might be the best.
Hey, Updogg, let's talk about Poyle and Trotz there. You teed it up. Let's talk about that. Big news.
Crazy news.
Trotz is going to take over for Dave Poyle come June 30th. So right before UFA's July 1st. But I was a little bit caught off guard with this. I'm happy for Trotz. Congrats to Barry Trotz. Trotz boys love you here at Missin Curfew. I just wonder what kind of GM he's going to be. It's a great coach, legendary coach, Stanley Cup winner.
Yeah.
Let's see how he does in the front office.
I know. And I sent him a text because we'd love to have him on. Trotz, he'd love to have you on. And I said, wow, like full circle, right? Coming back to Nashville. It was the beginning of his coaching career here in the NHL. He bled, Nashville Predator, call it what, white, blue, and gold. But Trotz was he's a great person in the league. He deserves, I think, a chance to sit up top now, have a little bit different role. But David Poyle, I mean, I looked this stat up the other day. You know how many games this guy has GM'd? He's
like the most winningest coach. He's the most winningest coach in the NHL history.
GM in the history of the NHL. And I think he's just been a son of a gun to deal with too, like for other GMs. Yeah. And look at what he just got for Jeannot. Like he worked, I mean, so he's leaving the Nashville Predators and they're still in the mix here, but he's leaving them making moves for their future. He brings in 4 draft picks for Jeannot, and that's, a guy that's had a great year last year, 5 goals this season, coming in, great player. Yeah. But he's building the Nashville Predators for the future. He's always had their best interests, and he's turned the Nashville Predators into an organization that was, in the 2000s, kind of a laughing stock to the NHL. Not because they drafted me, but because they were a new, hockey was new in Tennessee. It wasn't you played there still when it was new. And he turned them into a competitive, well-oiled place that people wanted to go play. People respected Nashville, respected him, the coaching staff. It's just, he was a guy that you never ever thought was going to just quit.
I think it's time he quits.
No kidding.
Yeah, I think it's been a great run for Dave. Listen, I didn't see eye to eye with Dave my year in Nashville. I think Dave Poyle's a great human being. I think he's a good guy. I think he's too vanilla for me, right? Trotzy, if you're going to come in there, fucking be yourself, right? And to me, it's going to be interesting because when I played in Nashville, Poyle did the lineup.
Definitely.
Right. And this is the one thing I didn't love about Barry Trotz. And Trotzy, I love you and I would love for you to come on Missin Curfew. But there'd be times where to our fourth line, he'd come in after morning skate and say, hey, stay ready. I'll let you know who's playing. And I always thought that's not right. You don't know by now who's in. Don't make these guys go home, have a pregame meal, sleep, and then come to the rink and tell him he's not playing. But he had to wait for Poyle to tell him he was playing. And that happens. Some GMs like Brian Burke has nothing to do with the lineup. It's on the coaches. Vice versa. I wonder how Trotzy's going to be come a GM. If he's going to learn from his coaching time, be like, coach gets the lineup card, I make the trades. Or if he will do a little Dave Poyle and be,
God, you just reminded me. That was hell.
Yeah,
by the way,
sucks.
I was 19, 20, 21 years old dealing with that all the time.
It sucks.
It's crazy. Like coming in and there'd be 4 guys on the bottom line until literally 5 minutes before the game. You'd come off for warm-ups. You'd still sit there with your gear on. And it would be 4 names on the 4th line. You're like, and then Trotzy would come in and he'd just be like, Updogg, not tonight. Sorry, kid. Now I know that actually ticks me off.
That was the only thing I didn't like about Nashville and Trotzy. I love Trotzy.
I always disrespected like the fact that the Preds, they built the Predators up to what they were. They weren't just the laughing stock of the NHL.
When I was there, we won our first playoff round. Dave Poyle came in, and the other guy that sizzled me, what was his
Paul
Fenton.
Fenton.
Paul Fenton fucking still sizzled me this day. They came in and they were like crying. They were like hugging Shea Weber and Ryan Suter and Jordan Tutu. And they're like, I'm like, fellas, this is all great. Like, but we got Vancouver next round here. Let's not, but for what you're saying, where the organization had started to where I love the Nashville Predators. I love Brandon Walker. I love Barry Trotz. I respect Dave Poyle. Me and him didn't see eye to eye, like I said, but I'm just interested to see what kind of GM Trotzy is going to be. And obviously this is why he didn't take a head coaching job, right? We thought in the summertime, what the fuck's Trotzy waiting for here? Like Winnipeg, he's a Manitoba boy. I think Trotzy deserves this opportunity. I think he's been such a great coach and he's such a cornerstone of the Predators that this is the right move.
Yeah, and he's been in hockey for so long. And he's seen all walks of life, from young kids to winning Stanley Cups to playing in different cities and different markets. And he's got a good grip on the league. He's not too far out of the league. He's got a good grip on it.
And when you talk about what happened here in Anaheim, and I don't know Pat Verbeek from a fucking hole in the wall, but as an ex-Duck, that's what pissed me off, is that everything that they've built here in Anaheim over the course of the last 15 years with Getzlav and Solani.
Throw it right out the fucking window.
And you bring in a guy from a different organization when Scott Niedermayer could have been the GM, or I don't know, somebody within this organization. And that's what's great about this, is that Trotzy can now bounce ideas off Dave Poyle. Dave's going to be around. He'll be there if Trotzy needs him. And you keep the foundation of this organization still there. And that's why I love this move for the Preds.
Yeah, it's unique. I don't know if it's ever, has it ever happened like that? Like a GM been there for so long, brings in a coach that had left and had success away from him. It's been, what is it, 2000 and maybe 10 since Trotzy's been gone? Like how long after you do you think Trotzy went to, did he go immediately to Washington?
Yep. Not right after my year, but.
So he went Wash and then he went New York Islanders. It's probably been 10 years, I'd say, since he's been back there. Probably 2012.
Let's look that up here.
But I like it. It's a great move for their organization. And whoever thought it out, whether it was Poyle going, Trotzy's going to be my heir,
Yeah, I wonder if this was always the plan, right?
Yeah.
Like he let him go and said, listen, you're going to take over for me eventually. Go win a Stanley Cup. Here we go. Stand by,
Trotzy.
Trotzy's last year as a head coach of the Nashville Predators was 2011, 2012. They lost in the second round. So, that was a year after me. He coached one more year after me. We lost in the second round the year before. He lost in the second round. No, my bad, Updogg. 2013, 2014. They missed the playoffs back-to-back years, and then he piped them. And then he went to Wash. And he almost won one at Long Island if it wasn't for Coop and the Lightning.
Yeah.
Right? 2 game sevens. Yeah. They needed one more goal scorer. But I love Barry Trotz. Trotzy, congratulations. I think it's great for the organization. And I think it's time for Dave. What a great run. Time to...
He's handed him off a great team too. Great team.
pieces.
Good pieces. Roman Yossi, sick flow.
Yeah.
That's
Walks, you got Brandon Walks.
He's got a goalie. He's got Yossi. I mean, there's your foundation.
I would say, Trotz, if you need some suggestions, just ask Walks, right?
Yeah.
Call Walks up. I would make Trotz. You should make Brandon Walker your assistant GM. Right here. Just hire Walks as assistant GM.
It's about time. He's put his time in. Hey, Walks.
Walks, you heard it here first.
All that riding the bus. He's put his time in.
Trotz, congratulations. Updogg. MLB Spring Training starting up here. Fucking baseball in February. You like that, Max, or what?
Oh, yeah.
By the way, I get the notifications. Jay's lineup's in. I'm like, it's nice to see the boys back in action.
So there's some nice little rule changes you're excited about, fella.
Yeah, I like the larger bases, but I figured you'd like that one.
I haven't yet to see them, but I'm interested. I've
How
heard
big do you think
they look good.
They want to make more stolen bases, right, Max?
It's everything: safety, stolen bases.
I think it's safety more than anything else.
Yeah,
pussies.
The offense is going to increase tremendously this year with no shifts, bigger bases.
You know what else I like?
18 inches up, dog.
Oh, how does she like that?
I can take all that 18 inches.
I like. By the way, another one is I don't like if the pitcher's allowed to throw to first base fucking 10 times.
Only twice.
You're only allowed to do it twice. So pick your fucking poison because now the guy can steal on you, right?
So you can't keep him close? You can't keep him close?
No, I'm all about stealing. I'm all about stealing. Yeah, get one ahead.
Wow, the bag's a lot bigger. You're right. That is
so what
crazy.
are they going from, like a 14-incher to 18-incher?
I will say
15 to 18.
Yeah, it's going to help with. Sometimes I feel bad when a guy does swipe a bag and he falls off the bag and they tag him. I don't like that because he stole the base. He should.
Or the guy steps right on the back of your ankle.
I like that.
That's
I like that.
Baseball.
That's old school. Like step right on his fucking toe. Like this is for. Oh, we don't share the bag. Come on, let's go. I miss when they could run the catcher too.
Kidding.
Let's bring back. You can run the catcher. Don't you guys miss that?
I agree. I played catcher, and that was like I love that the contact of it.
Bring it on.
Yeah, you want to come in? Yeah, you want to stand on my line? I'm coming for you.
Yeah.
I like Jimmy Snuka fly right over him.
I'm a big fan of the shift though. Now that we're talking about this, I hated the shift last year. I was a left-handed hitter when I played, as Binger knows. I ripped one to the gap on him.
Saw that.
The shift is such a disadvantage to these left-handed hitters. Don't you agree?
I think the hitter's got to be able to you leave an entire side of the field open for him.
Yeah, that's true. No, listen, when I have money on baseball and the shift's on, I'm like, lay down a bunt. Just fucking bunt.
Or learn how to hit right-handed and rip one down the other line.
Switch hit.
Can you switch hit at an at-bat? Do you have to stay the same side each time?
We were talking about this the other day. I think because there's a guy in college right now that's a switch pitcher. He can throw right-handed and left-handed. So like the batter has to declare himself before the bat which way he's going to hit so the pitcher can do it. Otherwise, it's just going to be a dance back and forth.
Which I think would be good. But just keep it under the clock, the new clock.
I was just going to say, I heard today that games were 2 hours and 45 minutes, and now with the new clock, 2 hours and 20 minutes. That's nice. Because I said to our boy Jim Abbott, I said, Jim, I think baseball should be 7 innings all the time now. Maybe come playoff time, you switch it, but 7 innings. He's like, no, you just can't do that to the game. The history of the game, you can't just say, hey, it's a 7-inning game all of a sudden. Now.
Unless if it's more than 4 runs, it's 7 innings.
You want a mercy rule.
Yeah.
Mercy rule.
4 runs, that's it? That's a grand slam.
Yeah.
Yeah, but by that, everyone's left the barn.
We used to do the old 10-run rule in soft pitch, I think, or slow pitch. If you get up 10, fucking turn the lights out. We're going home.
Where are we going?
Grab the beer. We're done here. We're up 10.
Someone changed that reso at One Oak. We're coming in early.
Yeah.
But it sucks for these guys. They're here for 4 days, and some nights they got to play till like midnight. What the fuck?
That wouldn't slow you down. You don't have to be the barn the next. You don't have to be the yard the next day till 3 o'clock.
One of the starting pitches. I'd already be out the door.
Imagine. I mean, I would have been a great baseball player. Like just a schedule, no practice, just play games.
Why did you even switch anyway?
Show up to the park at 3 o'clock.
Paychecks would have been way better than MLB. 4
nights in the same city. Imagine the fucking damage you could have done there. 4 nights.
I know. You have a few kids running around.
Jays are looking good. Are you guys excited for the World Baseball? Matt Harvey's playing for Team Italy, by the way. I saw that. Good luck.
That is why he had that hat on.
He's playing for Team Italy. I don't even know he's Italian.
Me neither.
Canada's in there. Our pitching's not great. Are you guys excited for it?
Yeah, the Dominican team is just going to wipe the floor with everybody.
Where are the games? Is there any games close to us?
No.
Arizona?
It's Japan, somewhere in Europe.
No, Canada's playing in Phoenix.
Phoenix. That was the American one, yeah.
But not San Diego or just
Not this year.
Maybe we go in.
We got to get to Mullet Arena here, fella, before the year ends.
Yeah, maybe
we got to get to Mullet. I hit up Kells this week. Thanks to Clayton Keller. He was our guest this week from the All-Star game. I said, Kells, pick a good weekend where you guys play. We can watch a game and me and Uppy can go play Sugarloaf with your Sugarleaf. What's it called?
Silverleaf. Sugarloaf. That was great.
Sugarloaf. That's a ski run,
fun?
isn't it?
I'm not sure what Sugarloaf.
Someone
Google
Google
Sugarloaf. Like a
Sugarloaf.
nice bakery.
It does sound like a
What
nice
do you got
bakery.
on your mind? A nice little
It does sound like a nice bakery.
Oh, I'm starving right now.
I'm excited for baseball. Jays, come on, baby. Come on. Our bullpen still sucks, but Updogg. Good idea with the new rules on baseball. I think they needed that. It's time for a change.
Spice it
Pitch
up.
clock, hitting clock. I don't know if I like the bigger base or not. I like confrontation. So time will tell on that.
Hopefully
I'll
it
let
just
you know.
adds to more offense.
You want more stolen bases.
Yeah.
I like that. Little small ball. Hit and run.
Yeah. What was
Look at all this hit and run here.
Who's the leader all time in stolen bases? What's his name?
Ricky Henderson.
It is Ricky? And
Yeah.
who was the other guy before him?
Pete Rose.
Was it really?
In stolen bases or hits? Pete Rose's hits.
I'm thinking the guy in Major League. What's his name?
Willie Mays Hayes.
Willie Mays Hayes.
Yeah, Willie Mays. Yeah.
Well, you may run like Mace, but you hit like shit. Every time you hit a ball in the air, you owe me 100 push-ups.
Well, you may run like Mays, but you hit like shit. With your speed, you should hit the ball on the ground and be legging them out. Every time I see you hit one in the air, you owe me 20 push-ups.
No problem.
I watched that the other night. It's unbelievable. He gets
Willie Mays Hayes. That's my guy.
He's like, this is the guy that didn't get invited to camp. Let's drag his ass out. And he wakes up in the parking lot. He's like, shit, I've been cut already? Well, you may
we
run
should
like
just do
Mace, but you
one-liners.
hit like shit.
That's good stuff.
Curfew call, Maxie. Give us one. We got one here. Give us a curfew call. I'm going to try to mix one in a week here.
Yeah, nice.
And then we got lots of curfew content coming in the offseason for you fellas.
Yep. With the trade deadline coming up here, we got a good call right here.
Boomers. What the fuck is up, fellas? This is Jack, clocking in from Jacksonville, Florida, originally from Raleigh, North Carolina. First generation Caniac. Rod the bod, baby. And Rod we trust. It's all good. Anyways, my question for you guys is, what do you think the Canes should do at the trade deadline? Obviously, with Pacioretty going down, the Canes definitely need to address goal scoring if they want to be a cup contender. I've seen some talks with Bo Horvat, which is what I want. I've seen some stuff with Vladdy Tarasenko, even Fact Daddy. I've heard Timo Meyer. I've heard even Nyquist potentially. So just wanted to get y'all's opinion. Huge day one listener. I got all the boys on it early. And RIP Scoopsy. Thanks, fellas.
Well,
Jack.
Well, you just picked up a guy today, and I don't know if it's going to help you or not.
Yeah. Pugliarvi's not the guy they were looking for.
Pugliarvi's not the guy. And the other four that you mentioned, unfortunately, this curfew calls was probably a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, it's okay.
That's okay. Yeah, it's all right. But they all would have helped you. Pugliarvi, not so much. I don't even know where they're going to fill this guy in. Where do you think they have room for
Right
this
in the
guy?
fucking press box.
Huh?
Or the fourth line.
That's
He's not
just
even
a-
going to play.
that's
He's
a-
going to be a depth guy.
I think you said it before. That's just a
That's
Waddell.
Don Waddell and Ken Holland going to Don. I need a favor. Take this guy for 3 bananas. He's done it
Because we got to bring in a D-man.
Because we got to make something going on.
So, but I still think Carolina what do they got? They're trying to go after, they're in the talks for Chikrin right now.
I would say for me, my opinion, for Jack, thanks for the call, fella. I'm with you. Rod Brindamore's an absolute beauty. The social stuff I see coming out of their dressing room after they win games, the way
He's
he talks to
fired
their
up.
team. Listen, Freddie Anderson's healthy. Pacioretty going down is a big loss for them, right? They got Brent Burns on the back end. They brought in Pacioretty. They got to go out and get some kind of goal scoring here before Friday. I want to think they were probably in on Kane. Kane obviously went to the Rangers. You know, a guy like Kevin Hayes, maybe. Brock
Max Domi?
Besser.
Max Domi?
Max Domi was there last year. I don't know if they want to bring
That's
Max
right.
back. They need to score.
Yeah.
In my opinion, Jack, to answer your question, they're going to go out there before Friday. We're recording this on Tuesday. It'll come out Thursday. They got to get a score. They got everything else. This team is ready to go. If Freddie can stay healthy and they get one more guy, I think they were probably in on the Kane. And Kane just decided, sorry, Jack, I'm not going to go to Carolina. Can't blame him for that. I think they got to get a score, though.
Is this the most offensive Eastern Conference
This is a wagon, man.
in the history of hockey?
It's a wagon.
You got Toronto. You got the Rangers now. I mean, the Devils, just Timo Meyer. You have Tampa, Carolina. There's Boston. Fuck.
Yeah.
There's 5 teams that are arguably Stanley Cup, like, ready to rock.
Yeah, we're going to go over the trades right now, Updogg, right after we do our DraftKings. But Jack, Fella, they need a goal scorer.
They need a goal
Well,
scorer.
listen, Carolina, the fans are great. The barn is great. They are as good as anyone.
So
So,
who do you think they're going to get? I think they get, if they get one guy, say Brock Besser. That was a good call.
I mean, Brock Best would be a great fit.
Yeah.
I thought Patty Kane would be a great fit there. I don't know how much you want. Tyler Bertuzzi. It's another name that comes to me. Then a guy like, James Van Riemsdyk. I know it's $7 million, but you get him to stand in front of the net for you. They just need someone that helps with their scoring because their team from top to bottom is maybe the best team balance-wise in the league. Again, we say that every year about them.
And well coached.
Can they do it? Yeah. I love Rod the Bod. So, Jack, thanks for the call. Updogg, we'll be right back, fella. Welcome back to Missin Curfew. Updogg, our Fact Daddy fella t-shirts that we designed with our friends at Sauce. We're having a little problem with the shipping. All right, people up in Canada.
It's not perfect.
They're complaining about the shipping because the Canadian dollar and Trudeau and all that. I mean, is Trudeau getting half the shipping cost up there? What is it going in his pocket? What's going on?
Maybe he owns stock in FedEx.
What's going on in there?
There's something going on. Why is it so damn expensive?
I don't know. I'm going to sweeten the pot though. So forever, whoever's already bought a Fact Daddy fella t-shirt, which are unbelievable. We know who they are. They're super soft. I can't stress this enough, boys. Me and Updogg, we've gone above and beyond to make these the softest t-shirts in the league. If you don't wear your t-shirt, you can send it back. I guarantee you'll wear it, or your girlfriend will wear it, or your girl on the side will wear it. Somebody's going to wear it, okay? Somebody up there is going to wear it, okay? But this is what we're going to do. If you buy a Fact Daddy fella t-shirt, the Toronto t-shirt, by March 17th, St. Paddy's Day, which is a Friday, Uppy.
What are we doing that day?
That is, you're playing the Bel Air member guest, but me and Getz here are playing.
16th, 17th?
Me and Getz here are playing the member.
Nice.
Wow, be drunk. So by March 17th, St. Paddy's Day, I can't believe I didn't remember that. My dad's going to be crushed. If you buy a Factor Toronto t-shirt, we will get you a signed O'Reilly t-shirt. That same team will get you another one signed by the Fact Daddy, personalized to you. And if you're in the great city of Toronto, sorry if you're not, me and Updogg are going to be there for the start of the playoffs. You come meet me in the Updogg, have a few beers with us.
On us.
So you get a fucking signed O'Reilly t-shirt, and you get to hang out with me in the Updogg in Toronto, get drunk with the boys for an afternoon.
I like that.
If you buy it, we will pull the winner ticket.
And it sounds like it's worth the extra, what is it, $16?
I'm hearing some people
robbery.
are saying it's $16. American. So that's like what?
24
Canadian?
Something like that.
To you people in Ontario, we want to support the Fact Daddy. These t-shirts are nationally. Check them out. I don't know. We'll see what you can do. But you get a signed t-shirt from the Fact Daddy. Get drunk with me in the Updogg. Go to Sauce Hockey or missincurfew.com and check that shit out. Uppy, DraftKings, top titty fella. Congratulations. You're back in it.
Titty.
You had a good week.
Not bad. But it was tough. I got to tell you, the last couple have been really tough with all the games because the guys are so expensive and it's hard to just look. It's hard to look through all these nice top players scoring all the goals and have to pick like the guys that are the fourth liners like me. It's tough. It's tough to get that under the cap.
You gotta listen. I really go cheap on my D.
Cheap on the D.
I go super cheap on the D.
Well, what did Tommy.77 do?
I won $20, 20th place. That's not good enough though, Obes. Tommy?
Tage Thompson. I think
he went Tage Thompson.
And Granlund. I mean, Granlund's probably cheap, right? Granlund he probably got for 25 hundy.
Let's look. Granlund was 3,600.
36 hundy.
That's
you
a
need
good
one
pick.
of those guys to go off.
Yeah.
Who'd you have?
I had Jack Hughes, got me 15. Sid let me down a little bit. I thought he would be fired up playing Connor McDavid at home. Unfortunately, Edmonton beat them 7-2. So that was maybe Connor telling Sid, hey, Sid, it's officially my league now. And then I went Vladimir Tarasenko. He got me 7 points. Oshie got me 20. Sorelli got me 11. And then I went Justin Schultz and Weegsy, baby.
The Weegsy, baby.
My D combined got me 10 points. So that's where I cut corners and it cost me.
You had a couple icicles on there, didn't you?
And I got Fleury, got me a shutout, 31 points. And Tom Wilson got me fuck all, 4.5.
I mean, let me run through mine. Braden Point, 30, on fire. Vinny Trocheck, 12. Kucherov, 17 points, not bad. Boldy. Jeez, 1.5 points. Yeah. I mean, I love the way this kid plays. I took Sergachev at 3. He had 3 points. He was ice cold in a 6-5 loss. Bouchard, nothing. Saros got me 14 points.
Yeah. So who let you down?
Vladdy and Boldy.
Yeah. Sid the kid, Vladdy, and my D let me down. Come on, Weegsy, baby. The fuck? Get a couple block shots or something.
By the way, Evan Bouchard in a 7-2 shellacking over Pittsburgh got 4 points. McDavid must have got all the points.
Yeah. He only got how many?
He got 4 points. What was he? Probably he's -2 after that.
Well, how much did he cost you, Bouchard? Because he's a good guy to
He
get.
cost me $3,700, but he is a great guy.
He plays the second unit
play.
power play, sometimes the first if they move Bears out of there.
He was only 5% drafted. He had 2 shots on goals and 1 block. That's tough.
Oh, wow. Tarasenko was 16% drafted. Let's go down to here. Schultz. Oh, screwed it up. Stand by. That's cool. I never noticed you could see how many people actually drafted him.
Yeah.
3% of the people drafted Schultz. And 1.6% of the people drafted Weegsy, baby. Weegsy, come on, man. Get it going. You're not even getting love in the top titty, Weeks. Let's go.
Yeah, we need Weir's a better guy when he's in the top titty.
Yeah. And you're jumping in, you're pinching all the time. You should be getting points.
I know. The ice is smooth up there, too. He should be just flying.
I watched Weegsy play in Vegas from Todd Pickup's 4 rows behind the bench. And I could see Weegsy in the second period with a D. He sits right at the very end, which is great. I could just see him the whole game. The whole period, I was just laughing. It was a great hockey game. It was a great hockey game. Lots of hits. Vegas had 44 hits and Calgary had 41 or something. It was a good hockey game.
Nice, nice. Did
Back
Pitter
and
go?
forth. Pitter and Moxie went. Yeah, it was great.
Nice.
Great.
How was your trip, by the way? Good.
My trip was, Vegas with my parents was great.
Yeah.
I mean, I saw
nice dinner there
my
at that
parents-
Is that Smith Steakhouse you went to, the Win?
No,
I went on the water.
I went to Spago.
Oh, Spago.
Yeah.
Looked nice.
Yeah, my mom loved Adele. She was crying. I'll tell you what, if you're a single guy, Bing, I don't know, maybe just go hang outside the Adele concert because there's lots of lubrication coming out of there. If it's either tears or wet panties or something, like there was girls near the end that were like singing and dancing and playing with their hair and like.
Really?
I'm like, these girls they're ready to rock.
This guy's onto something.
Adele's got these. Adele does the work for you.
Yeah, she does.
She had these people.
Did she tell some jokes too?
She's
seen her
hilarious.
Before. I've seen her at Billy Quinn's
She's
house.
hilarious.
Yeah. Billy Quinn had me at the Dallas one. Good time.
Her British accent, and she likes to, she could come on Missin Curfew. She throws the F-bomb out like it's going out of style, but tastefully.
Yeah.
She says
How's
fuck
she
the
looking?
right way.
How's she
looks
look?
beautiful.
It looks beautiful, yeah.
It was great. It was great. Great show. Vegas with your parents, a little different. I had a good time, but I've never been so refreshed coming out of Vegas.
Spa day, drink by the pool.
Couldn't get a massage. It was booked.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of walking around. Got my steps in 15,000 a day. A lot of walking. A lot of picture taking of my parents. Like I set some memories for them,
Yeah, good.
They got a good.
That's what it's all about, bud.
Top titty winner, Tommy 77. Congratulations. 60 entries. Wow. In bigger news, the Iron Man streak is over. Brento did not play top titty.
Oh my God. I'll tell you why.
What happened?
He's coaching the girls and they had a big weekend. And I got a shout out to Emma. She's leading scoring in the Alberta under 16 girls playoffs right now. She had 2 goals, 2 assists, 2 games.
So that's why he missed.
Yeah, he coached the girls to, they're moving on to the semis.
I'm happy for the girls, but at the same time, I'm disappointed.
I know.
The Iron Man streak is over.
He got a little bit of the short end of the stick. It went live pretty late on Thursday.
It did, eh? He was probably in warm-ups by then.
Uh-huh.
Hey, get out of warm-ups, Brento. Put your lineup in.
But this week it's live already.
It's live already.
It's Tuesday.
I like
$10 entry. You can get in right now for Thursday night.
It's just if your guy takes a shot in the nuts and he doesn't play, then you're screwed.
Yeah, that's
Well,
But you
can't
can go
draft.
change it. What?
You can't draft. You can just sign up.
Oh, you
You
can
can
enter.
You can
Okay.
enter, yeah.
You can enter.
Can't draft till Thursday.
I like that. Okay.
Brento, no hard feelings, buddy. That was just a hell of an Iron Man streak. Congrats on the girls. Keep them humming. Keep them humming. Lock of the night presented by our good friends at DraftKings. Promo code Curfew Kings.
Curfew Kings, baby.
Pair of wins for the boys. You had the Pens over your former squad, the Blues. And I had 2 of my former teams, Avalanche over the Flames. These Avs are fucking, by the way.
They
6
are.
in a row. I've been riding them for 6 straight. I'm
Really?
betting the Avs every game the rest of the way in. I'm betting them every single game.
I like
Every
that.
game the rest of
God,
the way
I
in.
wish that confidence.
20
is
games
so,
left. They're going to go at least 15-5, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, they're playing good.
Now, there's going to be a couple down the stretch here where it's going to be like minus 300,
You're gonna have
minus
to give 'em a
380, where
squeeze.
I'm going to have to probably go puck line. I'll go puck line. I've learned my lesson ups.
What's kids? Kiefer been giving you some inside scoops or what?
They're humming,
what are
man.
the boys
They're
doing?
humming. Georgiev is playing unbelievable. They're getting healthy. McCarr's close. Landy's close. EJ's coming along. I'm telling you, buddy, this team is ready to rock again.
Do you feel like Bo Byram gets better when he's the solo guy out there? Like he kind of takes the reins a bit, right?
been
And Noah
unbelievable.
McCarr, he's like, bring it.
He's been nasty. Him
Right?
and Manson. Josh Manson.
Yeah.
I don't know if GMs out there had the opportunity to sign this guy. I know he signed before UFA, so I guess he didn't, but this guy's unbelievable. Like, he's such a dying breed. The way he can skate, and I said this when he got traded, that he'll be fine with Colorado because he can skate in a straight line fast. He's a fast guy. But the way he hits, the way he battles, the way he passes, he can jump he does it all. Him and Bo Byram right now. Watch these guys this week.
What would the Edmonton Oilers pay for a guy like that?
Oh.
Right? It's everything they're missing.
Everything they're missing.
Yeah.
So Updogg, you're 10-4. I'm 10-5. Go ahead, Ups. Go ahead, bud.
Do I get to go again?
Start it off, buddy. Fucking start it off there, bud.
I mean, how about this one?
A lot of games Saturday night, Max.
Listen.
Good idea changing this to Saturday night, Max. A lot of games.
You know how I like to go with the underdogs here a little
You
bit.
do.
But
You do.
I'm not going underdogs. I'm going with the Fact Daddy in Vancouver. Saturday night, Leafs, Canucks, hockey night in Canada. That's going to be a shit kick. And I might take the puck line there, -1.5.
Always a great game to play in. I'm not sure if it's a 4:00 start, but my time's in Vancouver. Anytime Toronto came west,
Oh, it was
4
an early
o'clock
game.
start. So it was 7 on the East Coast. Leafs were shit. They'd come in, we'd kick the shit out of them. And then it would be 7 o'clock. Uppy and I would have a full night and Sunday off in Vancouver.
That's tasteful.
I loved when the Leafs came to Vancouver.
I think Saturdays they should do that in the NHL anyway. Just so they have like football Sundays. Hockey days or Saturdays should be all day, starting at noon.
I will be at this
For
game.
here.
I will be at this game with my boy Billy Quinn in Dallas. Sorry, Quinner. I'm taking the Colorado Avalanche over the Dallas Stars in Big D.
You've heard it right there, Opes.
Leafs and the Fact Daddy over my former Canucks for the Updogg. And I will take the Avalanche over the Stars in Big D. I will be there with my boy Billy Quinn, our boy Billy Quinn. Updogg, I finally hit a same game parlay.
I saw, bud. Congrats. I wrote it. I was in
felt
Colorado.
good.
I clicked the Missin Curfew. I wrote it. Thank you very much.
Plus 360. It
A
hit.
little boosty.
It almost hit in the first period.
I know.
All I needed was one more goal after the first period. McKinnon scored something stupid into the game real early. And it was 4-1 and the over was 5.5. So I already had 5. I didn't want to jinx it by saying anything early because that's how bad it's been. But I'm not going to lie. It felt good to get one. I've been sniffing.
I know. You're hanging around it. By the way, even last night's game, Oilers Boston. You had Draisaitl score and the Oilers to win, but
yeah,
I mean, it was right there.
I had the over too.
Yeah, McDavid and him, they have eyes in the back of their head when they're on the ice together.
The rest of that Oilers team was so bad last night. The Bruins shut them right down. I mean, it was without McDavid, that game would have been 3-0, obviously, because he scored 2 goals, but it would have been even worse. It would have been 6-0.
Did you like your boy Costin come down and give him the sick assist for the 50th? That was a nice play.
How do you not see McDavid coming off the bench?
Huh?
How does not someone just be like, hey, 97?
Yeah,
like, how does not?
Well, I think they did see him, but he beat everyone down the ice.
Really?
It was just, yeah. And McAvoy like kind of pointed to the goalie and said like, go get it. And then it was like, I can't go get it. It's in the corner.
Yeah. I was just shocked when a great pass by Costin. Love
Yeah.
that guy. Great pass. But when 97 had it in front of Swayman with nobody around him, I was like, oh, poor Swayman.
Yeah.
Poor hand. So sick. Updogg, also yesterday I was watching the game. The Avs right now are plus 600 on DraftKings. I took them. $1,000 to win $6,000. I don't know. I don't know what to think. But listen, the East, these guys are going to kick the shit out of each other the whole playoffs. It's going to be so hard to get out of the East. I think who comes out of the West is going to have an advantage. And right now, Uppy, when I watch these teams play, without Landeskog and Makar, it's scary right now. This Avs is the best team right now.
I'm just looking up because I put a nice little bet on him at the start of the year, and I want to know what the line was here. Yeah.
To win the cup?
To win the cup. And I'll tell you right now, Colorado was, plus 350.
Yeah.
So they're plus 600 right now.
Plus 600 right now.
Wow. I might have to double that up.
Double it up, fella. Double it up. And then last but not least, for our fans out there, the Oilers are the highest scoring team in the second period. So if you're looking for a little second period over, by the way, most sites, I'm not sure about DraftKings, you got to bet the second period over before the start of the first, though. You can't wait for the first period to end. But second period overs for the Edmonton Oilers, I've been hitting like crazy. So just a little tip out there for the boys.
Wow. So
Oilers, second period over.
Second period over just for the team, or should you go for the game? Knowing that they score a lot, either or. Maybe
It's probably, I would just take the over. It's probably 1.5. It is 1.5 for second period. Maybe 2 with the Oilers, but they're the highest scoring team in the second period.
Maybe they just grab a hot dog after the first and they start feeling it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. Yeah.
I don't know what it is either.
Maybe
but they
after they're so cold from driving to the rink in Edmonton, it's dark there already. By the time it takes a period to get going.
Get that icy hot on the legs for a bit. Yeah, it takes a little bit to kick in.
Here we go. We got her. Updogg, lock of the week, top titty, get in there. A lot of fun at DraftKings with the fellas. Trade deadline, Uppy. It's coming up here Friday, March 3rd. We're releasing this on Thursday, March the 2nd. You've done the Hockey Trade Center. Now, I don't know what these boys are going to talk about for fucking, 10 hours?
They can talk about the trades that have happened.
Yeah.
But there's not going to be much going on. I mean, but we've said this for years. If you're going to make a trade, make it earlier. Get the guys in your lineup. Get them in for 26, 27 games. Don't just wait till there's, 17, 18 games left. You can screw yourself. If you can fit them in under this stupid hard cap, get them in there.
Here we go.
Any big trades stand out to you, big fella?
Well, let's start at the top. Let's start at the top. We'll go with Patty Kane was announced today to the New York Rangers. Updogg, we just did our NHL segment with Jackie. The cap guy in New York should get a big time raise. This hard cap in general, it's time for it to go, in my opinion, right? Like, let's just make it a luxury taxes. That's why teams like the Rangers will still do this, but they just pay the luxury tax and we wouldn't have to worry about. I mean, it's taken the last 4 days for them. The deal's been done. They've been just trying to do this, but
let me ask you
Chris
this.
Drury, man.
Chris Drury deserves let's buy the guy beer. Buy him Labatt Blue. Guy's done a hell of a job. Zibanejad took a nasty shot in the ankle last game. Avoids injury. Okay, that's good. I just read a nice little article. He avoids his injury. Because I was going to say, does that trade still go down? Can they retract that if Zibanejad broke his ankle last game? Because that would have been,
so what?
Deal was done.
You think they wouldn't want Kane if Zibanejad got hurt?
Well, would you?
I'd want him more.
Totally.
I'd want him more.
But after seeing what they gave up for him, it's like, yeah, it's not much.
They gave up a second rounder and
a fourth rounder, but I think the second can turn into a first.
Depending on how far they go.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, there's 2 awards that are guaranteed. 1, Connor McDavid winning the Hart.
Yep.
2, Chris Drury GM of the Year. I mean, to bring in Kane and Tarasenko to add 2 legit all-star top 6 forwards, some people are going to say they're not the player they once were. I mean, Patty Kane's proved that wrong in the last.
Yeah,
he's had 10 goals in his last 7 games or something.
Yeah, once they traded for Vladdy and he spoke his mind, he went in beast mode.
Beast mode.
And people deserve to see Patty Kane somewhere in original 6 jersey. We've said this all along. Where's he going to look like? Where's he going to look like he belongs? It was New York, maybe it was LA.
Yeah.
But it's a good fit. It's a good fit. That's going to be exciting times down the stretch at MSG. I'm excited to watch him play.
I mean, this is unbelievable. I mean, if you're a Rangers fan, I mean, there's already Kane jerseys there've been Kane jerseys at the Rangers games the last week.
So last guy to wear 88.
Big E,
NYC. This is going to be cool, man. It's going to be, it's just going to make hockey way cooler to watch come playoff time. Patty Kane's in the playoffs again, right?
Yeah, man, it's crazy. The East is just loaded, man. It's just loaded.
Yeah.
It's a great trade. Another great trade by Don Sweeney and the Boston Bruins that happened last week is they got Orlov, who on any other team is a top pairing defenseman.
Yeah, he is.
And on this team, he's what? He's probably the second pair. You could even slide him down to your third pair. That's how much depth they have. And Hathaway, to me, perfect fit. 4th liner, can play on your 3rd line if somebody gets hurt. They trade away Craig Smith. Listen, I don't care about the picks. I just think it's hard when you have the best team in the league. I think as a GM uppy, it's got to be hard to how do I make this team better, right? Like, we're already the best team. We're on the record pace for wins, 62, which will break the NHL record. Don Sweeney went out and did it, man. Orlov and Hathaway, this team's better. They're a better team.
Do you think it shakes him up that they traded a guy like Craig Smith? He seems like a good guy on this. I don't know him either, but I mean, anytime a team's having a season like this and you have to move an active player, a guy that to me seems like a glue guy, who plays the same way every night. Like, he's a guy that's, he's been a 4th line guy, but he plays awesome. I don't know. I guess you're adding Orlov and he's nasty.
Orlov's nasty and Hathaway. Yeah. I just think it was exact. I mean, not that they needed anything, but they got another D man. You can never have enough D, and they got another guy that plays playoff hockey.
Yeah.
Well, we got some breaking fucking trades here, buddy. All right. The Leafs, Kyle Dubas is at it again. So Luke Shen has been traded to Toronto Maple Leafs, not for a 1st round pick, thank God. He got traded for a 3rd round pick. And the Toronto Maple Leafs have traded Pierre Engvall, thank God.
Wow.
I hate this fucking guy.
Wow.
To the New York Islanders. So Luke Shen is back in Toronto. Jackie gets her wish. And Pierre Engvall, who I absolutely cannot stand as a guy who grew up a Leafs fan, he's out of there to Long Island. I think that's a great trade.
Wow, you've heard it here, folks. Just clip this and get that out.
Well, it's already up here. It's already up here on TSN. It's on TSN.
Who broke that? Luke Shen's going back.
Luke Shen back to Toronto.
Well, they need a guy that's just going to block shots.
They needed a right-handed D.
Hit a guy.
Like I said,
it's got to be a street fight. You think he's going to play hard against his Tampa Bay Lightning?
I'm so happy they got rid of Pierre Engvall. That guy is he looks like such a nerd.
Yeah,
I hate his game.
Yeah, you watch a lot of their.
Buddy, I'm all in on the Leafs. I gotta be honest. It's so hard for me because I love John Cooper so much, and I love the Tampa Bay Lightning so much that it's just a shame they have to play in the first round. Like, I gotta be honest with you. I was thinking about it last night. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to pick come that playoff. I might have to sit this one out and just enjoy it. I know that's soft.
I know. Even if we go there.
I want Toronto to win for factor and the childhood kid.
So you take the Toronto Maple Leafs.
But I love John Cooper, the Tampa Bay Lightning, everything they stand for. I love them. They're the number one organization in my opinion. They love veterans. They drink Bud Lights. They have fun on the road, and they win cups.
And
they play golf.
Yeah, totally.
And they smoke cigars. Like what? It's like I don't know.
That seems like a team you want to play for.
I would love to play for John Cooper. I just don't know, boys, if I'm going to be able to. I know it's soft. I got a month and a half. I don't know if I'm going to be able to pick a winner when we do our playoff predictions. I'm sorry. I don't know if I would. Is that soft?
A little soft.
Soft as charming.
Soft, eh?
Wow, that's a busy day. By the way,
I know.
You talking about Chris Jury. I think your boy Dubas is up for...
you know what? I owe Kyle Dubas an apology, yeah.
He's going all in.
It's no longer on Kyle Dubas. He's done everything he could. We talked about goaltending earlier. When they play the Tampa Bay Lightning, unfortunately, Vasilevsky, the advantage goes to the Lightning. I think Samsonov's been great all year.
Yeah, I mean, one rush into another. Yeah. Maybe he wants to step up and take the reins.
I will say this about the one trade Dubas made is the McCabe trade from Chicago. I don't love this kid's game. I don't think people in Toronto are going to, I don't know. We'll see.
Where will he play?
Now, it's easier to go to play in Toronto than it is to play in Chicago right now because things are going bad. And I've been on bad teams. And when things are going bad, it's tough to look good out there, Ups. Yeah. I don't know. We'll see how he handles Toronto. To me, that's not the guy that I would have went out and got, is McCabe from Chicago.
It's Morgan Riley, Justin Hall. You got McCabe, Brody, and now Giordano Liljegren. Where does Luke Schenn fit in there?
I would say you take Justin Hall and get him the fuck out of the lineup, but I don't know. Schen's just a depth move.
He's a depth move, yeah.
I still think they needed a top right-handed D-man, but time will tell. I think Kyle Dubas has done an unbelievable job.
How nice is it for Luke Schenn right now? By the way, go have some fun in Toronto, right?
Yeah, I don't think he really
has. 2 cups down the stretch. He signs a little Titty and Van. They
back to where it started.
And now back to where it started. Good for him.
Crazy. Kyle Dubas, man. He's leaving it all out there. I think he knows that if he doesn't get out of the first round, his job's
writing's
done.
On the wall there, for sure.
So he's done a hell of a job. It comes down to all these moves they made are great, and we love the fact, Daddy, clearly. It comes down to Matthews, Marner, Tavares, Morgan Riley. The guys that have been there, they got to be the guys to get them over the hump. Updog, this one to me was a little bit of the Montreal trade. Dadonov for the best name in hockey. How do you say it? The Russian guy?
Gurianov.
Yeah. I can't believe Dallas gave up on this kid.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll tell you what, Dadonov had a great goal last night in his debut. He did
have a great goal.
He had a great goal. Gurianov, I just don't know if he's been like living up to his hype.
Yeah.
He was in there young and the guy plays hard. Rope Hintz is a guy that has basically taken the reins of that spot that was available there for him. And, Dennis had a year, I think he scored 20 goals his first year.
Yeah,
he had a slow start and then but there's a lot of expectations on this kid, but I think that the Dadonov play is, I'm not sure how many years he has left, but that's more of a cap play for them.
Yeah, I think this is the last year Dadonov's deal, but I'm not sure. He's a good player. Don't get me wrong. Dadonov's a great player. He scored a beauty last night. Vegas Golden Knights, they went out. They gave up Zach Dean, a 2021 first rounder, played on Team Canada, for Ivan Barbashev. I love this move. Barbashev last night played on a line with Eichel and Marchessault. I think they need to go get somebody else that could play with Ikes. I don't know if Barbashev could be a top line left winger. I love the guy's game. I think it's a great pickup come playoff time. Vegas needs another forward. Before March 3rd, Brad McCrimmon, if you're listening to Missin Curfew, you need one more forward. And I think Max Domi would be a great fit. I really do think Max Domi would be a great fit. Somebody out there that can put the puck in the net, because Vegas, to me, when I watch them play, they're still one forward short Ups.
It's pretty wild to think that the Golden Knights, after the season that they've had, the ups and the downs, and we talk about them all the time on here, are leading the West in points.
The West is kind of a pillow fight.
It's crazy, but
kind of
it's
a
like
pillow fight.
so yes, fix that lineup. Like just add that right piece. But to answer your question, Barbashev can play.
Barbashev's, I love his game.
I talked to when he was a free agent a couple years ago. Travis Green called me because Greener wanted to bring him into Vancouver at the time, and I said, "Listen, he plays up to where he is. He plays with Vladdy and Braden Shen, in the playoffs, and then can play down with Steiner and Sundqvist. He can play anywhere in the lineup, so it's a great pickup. And you're right. If Vegas, and they arguably have a chance to come out of the West if they can compete with the Avs or Edmonton or,
Listen, Vegas's D 1 through 6 is the best in the league besides the Colorado Avalanche when they're healthy. They have the second best D, in my opinion, the Vegas Golden Knights. Get another scorer. Goaltending, we'll see. I don't know if Aiden Hill, Thompson's hurt right now. We'll see with goaltending. But for me, they need another forward or they don't have a chance.
6-1-3 in their last 10. I mean, they're still, that's good.
I saw Ike's after the game, actually. My mom and dad got to meet Ike's.
Nice.
So I was down at Todd Pickup's bunker suite, and the girl wouldn't let me leave. I'm like, I'm just trying to leave. My parents have been up for 20 hours. She's like, you can't leave till the player interviews are done. I said, let me just poke my head out there. So I poked my head out, and it's Ike's. I was like, fella! And he finished his interview, and then he came over and said hi to my mom and dad.
Awesome.
Yeah, so it was great to see him.
Awesome.
He's feeling good. He said his body feels great.
He's back.
He's feeling good. He scored a great goal that game. We had a great seat. So pulled it off the wall. Short side cheese right in front of us. It's unreal. Tampa Bay Lightning, our boy John Cooper, Julian Breezeball is up to it again. I've told you last couple of weeks, Updogg. He did it. Tanner Jeannot, listen, he gave up a lot for him. I love Tanner Jeannot. Good Saskatchewan boy. Can hit, will fight, can forecheck, can score. He's a playoff guy. And Julian Breezeball basically said, I don't care about the picks, right? Like the percentage of players that play over 100 games in the NHL that aren't first-round picks, it's something crazy up here. I don't have the number here right in front of me. Maybe, Binger, you could look that up on Google that for me. The percentage of NHL guys that play over 100 games that aren't in the first round or something like that. It's crazy.
So the percentage of NHL first-round players that play over 100 games.
Yeah, but I was thinking guys that are second, third, like not first-round picks is what I'm saying. Because he gave up a protected first-rounder, but then he gave up a second, third, fourth, and fifth-round pick. So Breezeball, that's a lot of draft picks if you look at it for Tanner Jeannot, right? You're like, but what Julian Breezeball is saying here is that the chances of these second, third, fourth, fifth-round picks ever playing are so low. This is the guy I wanted. I don't mind giving up those picks.
So second round, 17% of guys play over 100 games.
Okay.
Third round is 13%.
Yeah.
Fourth is 10%. And then going down, what were you?
I was eighth round. There's not even eighth round.
No, there's not even. No. So the seventh round, there's 5% of guys will play over
100 games. So basically, these picks are not that big of a deal, is the way Julian Breezeball. And I like it. When you got a team that's been to three straight finals, won 2 cups, Tanner Jeannot is a great fit. I mean, you pull up their lineup now. Watch. 1 second.
Tampa's lineup is a
It's fucking, come on, man. Like, you want to talk about goaltending? Let's just talk about balance and toughness, right? One thing about Toronto, Luke Shen answers the bell when it comes to toughness. But they go Killorn, Point, Kucherov, Hagel, Sorelli, Stamkos, Colton, Paul, Jeannot, Maroon, Belmar, Perry.
The bottom 6 for Toronto needs some help right now. You just gave away Engvall, so you have Kampf, Yarncroc, and arguably someone needs to step up there. And then you have Kerfoot, Achari, and Lafferty. So where's the difference in that lineup? Goaltending?
Lafferty's a little bit of a shit disturber they got from Chicago.
Yeah, well, that's good because he's going to have to be.
Exactly.
I said it on today. It needs to be a street fight. And Luke Shen can perhaps initiate this, but the bottom 6 for Tampa they're good.
I agree. And I think Tampa needs another D. And I'm going to throw out the name here, Joel Edmondson from the Montreal Canadiens. If somehow Julian Breezeball can bring him in before Friday, I don't know. It just gives them all. Ideally, I think they probably want a right shooting defenseman, but I just love Edmondson. I think he would fit great with that team. Maybe he plays his offside, big, better with the puck than people think.
Yeah, they do need a D.
They need a D. Mm-hmm. They need another D. But they're ready to rock again. So, and last but not least, for our Devils fans out there, fucking mutants, they got Timo Meier. This kid's sick.
I think he was the best. I think he was the most sought after
player. Was he the biggest fish out there, Ups?
I think so. Look at the way he plays. He's big. He's mean. He can score. He's got arguably like his deal is going to be big. So you trade for this guy, you have a chance to sign him, and he becomes a key part to your lineup. He was San Jose's best player. All the guys over in Switzerland love this guy, by the way.
Yeah, he's just a big Swiss
Timo Meier.
moose.
They all look up to him.
He sounds like Roger Federer when he talks.
I think he's going to fit in well in this lineup, by the way.
Well, listen, it helps them. They have a big back end. If you say anything about the New Jersey Devils, is they're a little undersized up front. He brings size to their team.
I might put a little something on these guys right now.
I'll bet you right now they don't make it past the first round.
Yeah?
Yeah, you want to bet?
Let's just see what their Jersey Devil. Let's see what their.
I'll bet you.
I just want to see what their percentage is. Oh, what do you say? Odds to win.
I think they're like plus 1,200 or something. I thought I saw.
Plus 1,400 right now.
You think they can beat the Rangers in the first round?
I'll put what do you want to bet? Bottle of Camus?
Sure.
Yeah, bottle of Camus. You've heard it here.
I mean, I love Frosty. I hate betting against Frosty.
I'll take the Devils first round.
Against the Rangers?
Yeah. You give me odds or?
No. They're going to be favored.
They probably will.
Yeah, as of right now.
Home ice. Yeah,
as of right now, they'd be favored.
Yeah, so I'll take them. Bottle of Camus. You've heard
Still
it.
wants odds. He's got the favorite right now. So you think that they're going to beat the New York Rangers?
I think they're fucking good right now. I think they just got faster. Their D are great, like you said. They've had great goaltending all year. And they've been proving people wrong all year. See, those are the teams you got to watch out for.
Are you worried about Jacob Trouba against Jack Hughes at all in the playoffs?
Oh, yeah. But, I mean.
Are you worried about him against Nico Hischier a little bit?
I don't know. What if our boy Wood steps up and
I love Miles Wood, man. I love Miles Wood.
Hey,
this is a good lineup, man. Tartar, Hischier, Timo Meier, Hughes, Bratt, Shark. I don't know how to say this guy's name. Igor.
You're butchering this, and I want to
Igor. I'm going to butcher this one, boys. Sharchenvik. I should know that. Palat, Holla, Dawson Mercer, who's a nice player, and then their fourth line. You mentioned Miles Wood. Listen, Uppy, this team's as good as anyone. You're right. I just like experience come playoff time, and they don't have much besides a guy like Palat.
Yeah.
And that's why they went out and got him. Listen,
good top three lines there.
Great top three lines. It's going to be a great series. I mean, if it looks like it's going to be Devils, Rangers, I think Carolina's going to win the Metro. What a series.
It's going to be good.
It's going to be
a lot of great lineup to be a lot of great action.
A lot of great action. So I'll bet you a ball of Camus though if that series does happen, which it looks like it would have. Our first segment up, dog. It's called Get This Guy a Beer, and it's presented by our good friends at Labatt Blue.
Labatt Blue, baby.
Get this guy an ice cold Labatt Blue.
Labatt Light. Come on.
Listen, I got to start off with Mitch Marner. I've been hard on this kid. I've been hard on this kid a lot. I don't know if it's the fact that he just gave my boy Fact Daddy like 3 backdoor top-ins in the last 2 weeks, but the way this guy passes and sees the ice uppy, it's crazy. And now they've moved Marner, backed with Matthews. Basically, I think all these guys want to play with Marner.
Yeah.
Right? So he's trying to keep everyone happy because the way he sees the ice and the passes he does right now, say what you want about him. The other stuff I've said about him not being that physical and he's got to prove it come playoff time. His vision and his ability to pass it's insane.
Could you ever imagine playing with a guy like that? Just how much fun hockey would be? Just wherever you went on the ice, he would see you and hit you and put it on your tape at the right time. God, it must be nice.
Fact Daddy said in an interview, he's like, they basically said a Pee Wee kid could have scored those goals at Marner.
Yeah.
They were just right on a fucking
crispy
platter.
Protects the puck. He plays both sides of the ice very well. I like him.
He blocks shots.
Yeah. But yeah, I like what you say all the time. I want to see you have some black eyes. I want to see it cut up. I want to see you soar blocking shots. But no, I like it. And he's out there to prove he's trying to save Dubas's job and make a name for themselves.
Well, he should with all the money that Dubas gave those guys. So Ross Colton, get this guy an ice cold Labatt Blue. I love Ross Colton, Uppy.
Yeah.
This kid's come so far. He scored the game-winning goal for them in the Stanley Cup Finals a couple years ago. Love the way he plays. Plays with pace. He hits. He plays with I'm looking forward to him having a big playoff.
He
Ross
scored
Colton.
that one too to put the that one game against Florida Panthers when he hit when Kucherov hit him from behind the net with like 6 seconds left in a game on the road and just put the nail in the coffin.
He's sick. Ross Colton, get this guy a Labatt Blue. McDavid.
Mick 50. What a guy. He scored 2 goals in the last 3 games.
He scored 2 last night.
Buzzing.
Yeah, it's crazy.
50 goals in 62 games? Congratulations.
First time scoring 50.
I think he's 61 games. 61 games, 50 goals. First time he's got 50, and it's not going to be the last time.
No.
Guy finally showing the league like, hey, I can score.
The rest of that team, though, fuck, they gotta get it figured out. Like, they look shitty last night against Boston. The rest of their team shitty. I know that's the best team in the league, but they stuffed them. Nothing. Yamamoto missed a fucking backdoor tap in that you cannot miss. I only have 13 career NHL goals. I don't give a fuck. You can't miss that. McDavid gave it to somebody who gave it over to Yamamoto. Backdoor would have made it 2-1 Edmonton. He missed a wide open 4x6. I would trade that Yamamoto before Friday too if I was Kenny Holland. I would get him the fuck out of town. I've seen enough of him. That's my opinion.
I would agree. He's just moving too fast out there. He needs to slow down. He needs to slow down.
50 goals for McDavid, buddy. Get that guy out ice cold Labatt blue. Patrick Marleau. Wanted to give Patrick Marleau some love. They retired his jersey. Fucking Jumbo was crying. Everybody was crying.
I kind of felt old a bit when I was watching.
You are old.
Huh?
You fucking are old, bud.
Well, I felt a little
You are old.
Although, Jesus, Jumbo
Was crying. That beard, I mean, it either smells really good or it stinks. There's no in between.
Stinky.
You think it stinks?
Yeah.
He's so rich, though. He might have the best beard shampoo.
He could put a couple of Bat Blues up in that thing. Keep him cold.
Somebody get Jumbo on Labatt blue. Listen, Patrick Marleau, I had this is for you, PJ. PJ's always giving me a hard time. This is for the big guy. I said he's no Gordie Howe when he passed Gordie for the all-time games played, right? He's no Gordie Howe. But Patrick Marleau, what a career. He deserves his jersey to be in the rafters. He deserves everything he got. They brought out Chris Mullin, Golden State Warriors. They brought out Barry Bonds. And that's Patrick Marleau. Like when you talk Bay Area athletes, like Patrick Marleau with all the other sports, he's like the Barry Bonds to hockey for the San Jose Sharks. So everything he deserved. Listen, I played against Marleau a lot. He was hard to contain.
I know. So was that whole team, and that was his squad. They were good, man. They had like a 10-year run where they arguably could have been, Stanley Cup champs. They just couldn't really get over the Pittsburgh Penguins and the, and the Hawks and all these. But they were competitive, and what a barn to play in.
The old Shark Tank used to be buzzing. It used to be buzzing.
My first playoff game was in there. It's crazy. That's tough barn and, hell of a career, man. That was nice to see that.
Congrats to Patty Marleau. Good on the San Jose Sharks. A lot of his teammates were there. That's another thing. How many of his teammates showed up? That can tell you that's enough for me. There were so many of his ex-teammates there. Joel Ward, I saw Wardo there. Absolute beauty. But yeah, Jumbo crying, Patty crying. Good on the San Jose Sharks and congratulations. Last but not least, get this guy a Labatt blue. It's the Buffalo Sabres. They got the shit kicked out of them last week by the Fact Daddy and the Toronto Maple Leafs in their building in front of Leafs fans. The next 2 nights later, they had to go into Tampa. And I said to Cooley on his show, let's see what these guys are made of. They went in, beat Tampa, went down to South Florida, beat South Florida. As of right now, I think they're 1 point out of a playoff spot. Anyways, Uppy, to me, they showed some character and growth. You get shit kicked like that at home against the Leafs, and then you got to go in and play Tampa, one of the hottest teams in the league with their Stanley Cup banners. It's easy to get shit kicked again. Yeah. They went in there, beat them, beat Florida, and right now they're 1 point out of a playoff spot with a couple games in hand.
We need them to get in.
They might get in, man.
Boston, I mean, do you think Boston wants to play those? They would play anybody, but
right now it'd be Boston Pitt.
Yeah. But it would be Boston Pitt, right? Yeah.
Right now it'd be Boston Pitt.
But if Buff gets in there,
I think Buff's getting in, bud. I'm worried about Florida. Matty, what the fuck? Come on. Florida's 3 points out.
It'll be a little tickler down the stretch here. It'll be a lot
by this East. Listen, it goes all the way down to Ottawa in 7th. They're 5 points out. They won last night. I mean, it's the only teams that aren't in it are Philly, Montreal, and your former team, your favorite team, the Columbus Blue Jackets. This race is insane.
Yeah.
And then once you get in the East, good luck. It's a fucking
bloodbath. It's going to be hard.
It's a bloodbath.
That's why the West, the West can pillow fight themselves right to the Stanley Cup final.
The Avs, man. Landy's coming back. The Avs, man.
Yeah.
They've been hurt all year. Look at right now, buddy. They're sitting in second. They're 2 points behind Dallas for first in the Central. They're coming.
Can't believe the Blues didn't get in there.
The who?
The Blues.
St. Louis Blues?
Yes,
Didn't get in where?
Just anywhere.
They're going to be in for Connor Bedard.
Yeah, they are.
You want to talk about what's going on with that organization? Fact that he leaves and it goes to shit, huh?
I mean, well, he was leaving no matter what, but it's been slide.
You heard what Berube said, right?
Yes, I did.
And then you heard what Robert Thomas said.
Heard that.
I mean, how's that sit as a former?
I mean,
Blue?
that was my Milk Carton is basically.
Save it.
Okay.
Save it. Sorry, buddy.
Okay, that's all right.
And last but not least, and get this guy Labatt Blue. I must have had a few too many Labatt Blue last week because Craig Anderson's the oldest guy in the league, 41. But do goalies count?
I don't think so.
41. He's kicking. He's starting again tonight.
He's always kicked.
Starting again tonight. So I fucked up. My bad. Get this guy an ice cold beer presented by our good friends at Labatt Blue. Check him out, Updogg. We are going to be drinking those on the fellow tour.
Well, it's nice to be up in Canada with those things too. They're colder up there.
Ice cold. We got to get
fresh.
PJ some. We need to send the big guy
we
some.
will. Big guy, they're coming.
The Rumor Mill presented by our friends at Verbero. Darren Drager from TSN has the Oilers talking to the Preds about Matthias Ekholm. That'd be another great fit. Listen, they need a D. Kenny Holland has to make a trade for a D before March 3rd.
He does, yeah. Torrey Krug, maybe?
Torrey Krug would be a great fit.
In Edmonton? He would be.
A great fit. Then I'm going to talk about the Colorado Avalanche. These are two guys that I think would fit. With Jonathan Taves, being gone due to long COVID, our boy Kevin Hayes. Why wouldn't Hazy be a great fit for the Colorado Avalanche in the second line center spot?
Yeah.
If it can't be Kevin Hayes and a guy like Michael Gramlin from the Nashville Predators, I just think the Avs need to fill that void of Nazem Kadri. And to me, those two guys would be unbelievable. I think they need a second line center in Colorado.
Yeah, they do.
To bring that mug back. And like you said, Updogg, February 28th, 2011, your life changed forever, buddy.
It did.
Your life changed forever.
Thank God I got to do it with my boy Sammy Lapito.
Good Finnish guy, eh?
He was a great Finn. I think he might still be playing. Sammy, you still playing?
They can play over there, man. They just sauna and drink beers. They don't even eat.
I mean,
they just drink beers and jump in saunas and cold water. They play forever over there.
Who is Dan Byers, by the way?
No idea.
He was a throw-in.
That's called a good old-fashioned throw-in.
Rudislav Klesla, you remember him?
Yeah, I do. D-man.
Yeah. He was pretty
good. That's who you got traded for? Yeah.
Yeah.
That guy was term on his deal.
He had term on his deal, and it was me and Sammy. We both were becoming free agents.
I played junior against Klesla.
You did, huh?
Brampton Battalion.
He's a big boy. Big Checo.
I would say he's a first-round flop if you ask me. But.
Was he a first-rounder?
Yeah, I think he's kind of didn't like pan out like they thought they were going to. Milk Carton, presented by our good friends at Lifeforce. Promo code
Curfew.
I'm all signed up, Ups. I got the fucking, they got to come over and take my blood. I've given more blood in the last 2 weeks than
that's good.
I'm running out of it.
Nice.
I'm running out of it. But I'm signed up.
Yeah, we're just in Aspen. We were up there taking the Lifeforce. Mac Daddy's on it too.
Yeah, I used my promo code, got me 15% off. Listen to you guys out there, fellas. Super easy. If you're up in Canada or wherever you are in the States, if you want to make some adjustments to your lifestyle, I think Lifeforce is the way to do it. Super easy. You go on, you use our promo code Curfew, you fill it out. It could have been easier. It could have been easier.
Yeah.
So if you're up there in Canada or anywhere around the States and you want to make a little change to your lifestyle, it asks you what your purpose of doing it is. You want to lose weight? You want to get more boners?
Yeah.
I clicked yes to both of them.
Yeah, for
sure. I want to lose some weight. I like to get some more boners.
Why wouldn't you?
I mean, listen.
I think everyone should just click those.
The one boner a day is not doing it. I like to bump it up to, 2 or 3 boners a day.
Yeah, it's nice when they come unexpectedly.
An unexpected boner is nice.
Nice time.
And Lifeforce will provide that.
That's right.
So check it out. The Milk Carton. I'm putting the Washington Capitals on the Milk Carton for 2 reasons. One, I had a fucking bet on them the night they made a trade 2 hours before the game. They traded Orloff and Hathaway 2 hours before puck drop. I already had my bet in. They lost the game to the Ducks. Minus fucking 240 it cost me. So I'll put them on for that. And I'm also putting them on the Milk Carton for, at that time they made the trade, they were 2 points out, and Alex Ovechkin was coming back from his dad's funeral. Like, to me, I don't think that's the time you make that trade. Yeah. I think you give the Washington Capitals and Alex Ovechkin till the final last seconds of the deadline before you traded Orloff and Hathaway. It was a great trade for Washington. They got lots of picks and stuff like that. It left a bitter taste in my mouth. So I'm putting the Washington Capitals and their GM on the Milk Carton.
Maybe they just realized they woke up that day and were like, we are not getting out of the first round here.
Totally, but when you have Ovechkin coming back,
I know. You're trading one of his buddies too, I'm sure, right? A couple of his buddies.
I just listen. They're probably not going to get in. I just thought that Ovi deserved it, and maybe Ovi doesn't care. But I just thought like Ovi coming back, his first game back, it was just a weird time to make a trade 2 hours before the game. I don't know.
Yeah,
and it cost me a minus 240 money line because the Ducks beat them.
Oh, you want to hear my Milk Carton?
I'd love to hear it.
What you brought up earlier, St. Louis Blues, all the noise. There's a lot of noise around them, right? Everyone's talking about them in the media. They trade their captain. They trade Ivan Barbashev. they're blowing things up, although I don't think it's completely blown up. I still think they have pieces to win, but I've always been in, you know, as an NHL or OBS, you got to listen to coach wants to rip you in the media. Who are you at what point to just start ripping them back? When your team sucks and you're making eight bananas. And I'm not talking about one guy. There's a couple guys, but there's a reason that the team is in sale mode, and it's usually you point fingers at your best players, right? So I don't know. Sometimes you just got to take what the coach says and move on and show up. By showing up means fucking work hard, make the right plays, know that you're a guy that's like highlighted and has the ISO cam on him. I don't know. I just think the day and age where you can't get ripped by your coach in the media and you got to come out and like, you know, what do you think?
Yeah, I think they're not used to what's going on in St. Louis.
Yeah.
Right. This is kind of I don't think it's a rebuild. It's a retool there. Right. I think Chief is.
Yeah, you're right.
They just traded their captain away. They just traded Barbashev away. Tarasenko's gone. Doug Armstrong's doing his job. His team's not good enough. Chief's right, man. These guys, Doug Armstrong paid all these guys.
Yeah.
Paid them all. Now, if you're making $8 million or whatever, $6 to $8 million, and your coach wants to rip you, and you're sitting where you are in the playoffs, I think you probably just take it on the chin and don't say anything.
Totally. Especially when you're 20. I don't know. How old are you?
I mean, Robert Thomas was the guy who said it. And I love Robert Thomas. I met him at Factor Stanley Cup party.
You can't be 25 years old or 24 years old and you know, you can't accept criticism.
He's 23.
Oh my God.
He's 23.
Yeah. I don't know.
He's got 13 goals, 49 points. He's -6. Let's go to, let's see exactly what he's making here.
I think it kicks in next year, but they're making $8 million.
I would say the one thing that if I was on that team and maybe I was a Robert Thomas or I was one of these top guys, when Chief kind of questions your character, right? Like he said, our guys aren't playing good enough and they just don't want to play or they want to be here and
they're just not competing.
They're not competing. And to me, that's questioning their character a bit.
Yeah.
Which is fine. Chief has every right to do that. He's the head coach. He's won a Stanley Cup there. Nobody played with more character than Craig Berube.
Exactly. Yeah.
But if you want to come back and be like, hey, coach, listen, you know, we're trying in here. Things aren't going our way, but we're trying.
Yeah,
but I'm with you. I would have kept my mouth shut on this one.
That was Thomas's answer was like, he's completely wrong.
He makes 8.1 next year, him and Cairo. They're making 2.8 this year. They both get 8.1 next year.
So now, but now that's the team. You're building around these guys. So I guess Thomas knows that he's there longer than Chief and that he can say it. But I don't know. You're 23 years old. You just take it. What the coach wants to say is what the coach wants to say. He's the coach.
Yeah. And you're out of the playoffs.
If you're 33 and you've been around, and yes, I know you won a cup early, but if you're the guy and you wear a letter on that team and you're taking responsibility for the whole squad, then I would say you can speak on the team's behalf.
Yeah.
Or if it's just you, I would say I would shut up actually. If it was just, you know.
Yeah. I was shocked that Thomas came out and said something right after. Yeah. I don't know him that well. I just was a little bit shocked that he came right back at Chief. But for us,
you know what it is.
It's great for us.
But you know what it is. It's like players get in this, because we're losing. Oh, we just traded our captain. Oh, we just traded Vladdy. Okay, we're just going to lose. Then you're just showing up to the rink like, whatever, we're collecting our paychecks. You need to get called out. It needs to happen. And that's why playing hockey in like, you know, Phoenix or Florida or whatever, you can just show up and be bad and no one's going to really rip you. The league doesn't really care, nor does TSN, nor does like ESPN. They don't want to write articles on you. But in St. Louis, you're kind of in that middle market where, no, you guys are supposed to be a good team.
Yeah.
And now you guys are making all this money and now the media will be on you. So expect those hard, like criticisms and choices. I don't know.
Yeah. And listen, one thing about trade and factor is when O'Reilly was there, everyone was going to work hard because O'Reilly's the hardest working guy on the team, right? When your captain's working hard and you see it, let's see what these guys are made of. Let's see how much character they have down the stretch here.
Yeah.
You know, they got called up by their coach. They came back. Let's see how hard they play down the stretch. Thomas, Cairo, you don't have to worry about Schenner, but these kids, let's see what they got.
Yeah.
I think that's Chief was maybe saying, hey boys, let's see what you're made of the rest of the way here.
This is your team
now.
Yeah.
I love it. It's good content for the boys. Last but not least, in the Lifeforce Milk Carton, I feel like I say this every year, the Vegas power play. 2 for the last 35. I don't get it.
Put me out there.
I don't get it.
Huh?
I don't get it.
This is like meat and potatoes time.
I don't get how their power play is not better.
I don't know either.
Eichel, Theodore, Marchessault, I don't know.
It's
Crazy to me.
I know, right?
Did the
Power
PP
plays
coach
it-
get fired when DeBoer got fired? Like, Cassidy bring in his own PP guy, or is it the same power play guy?
No, yeah, because
Can't be.
DeBoer brought Steve Spot. Or
Steve Spott went with DeBoer to Dallas.
Yeah.
Was he running the power play
I
before in
think
Vegas?
so. Yeah, I think so.
Was he? Well, whoever's running it now, wakey, 2 for 35. It's on the players a bit, but it's killing them again.
Is it that hard out there nowadays? Like the PKs?
I don't know. No, PKs are clipping at fucking 40%.
Yeah.
Like the top. Okay, here we go.
I'd love to see the Oilers last 35 power plays. Probably 20 for 35.
Top power plays in the NHL. Edmonton Oilers, 33%. Tampa Bay Lightning, 25%. Ooh, LA Kings, wouldn't have thought that. 25%. Then we go down here to Vegas. They started off great. The power play was great. Now it's down here at 20%. Like, fuck, it's got to be better. Your power play can't be that bad.
No,
you can't go 2 for 35. So I'm putting the Vegas Golden Knights power play in the Milk Carton to get them going. Because I got Vegas at 18 to 1 to start of the year.
You
Come
did
on,
18
baby.
to 1. Wow.
18 to 1. Did you see the Oshie hit on Lindgren?
I didn't, but I'd love to.
Can you pull it up there on your thing?
Sure can.
I want to get your thoughts on it. And real quick, while you're looking that up, Linus Ullmark scores an empty netter. And all I could think of as a degenerate that I am was imagine winning the puck line on a goalie goal. Imagine you had Boston Bruins puck line. Matty Fernandez probably had a puck line. It was 2-1. That might have been the nicest goalie goal I've ever seen, Uppy. He turned, spun, sauced it right in the middle of the net. And I just thought, how sick would it be if you're watching that game? You got the Boston Bruins puck line and a goalie scores to get you the puck line. What a fucking win.
Was it, by the way, hell of a wrister.
What a win. What best goalie goal I've ever seen.
I actually seen this hit.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on that, bad boy?
I mean, it's a tough hit.
I think it's clean. I just think it's cunty. I don't think it's a penalty. I just think it's cunty. And I want to say this, that Barclay Goudreau stepped up and fought on the next shift. And for these people out here that continue to come at me about the fighting, that was great. Fight him next shift, square off them and go. I don't like when they come running in and jump the guy and there's no fight and this guy gets kicked out. You want to fight the guy, fight him next shift. Goudreau, great job. Oshie, great job squaring off. That's good fucking hockey, old school. That hit is not illegal. It's just cunty up, dog.
It is. It is. You got to try to spin him a little more. Because he puts his left cheek into the wall. But I would have hit the guy there
from the
too.
side.
I know it is. I know. And you're expecting the guy to follow through. And you got to know, like, we're pretty aware athletes out there. Like, peripheral vision, we're pretty aware. You got to know the guy's on your shoulder. And it's Oshie. You got to know that's part of hockey. You got to know who's out there.
It's a scary feeling as a D. When you go D to me or I go to get a puck and I go to get the line, I put myself in a vulnerable position.
Always.
I know that as a D that I got to get it in. I got to take the hit to get it in, but I got to know he's coming. And Lindgren, I don't know. I just maybe didn't think. I think it's not a penalty. I think it's a cunty
You got to
hit.
stay up a bit. Stay on
I
your
loved
feet.
it. I loved it.
Kind of went down and just turnbuckled him.
I thought it was a good hit. I thought he should have had to fight for it. I thought Goudreau did the right thing. Oshie followed him. I thought it was unbelievable. Last but not least, the Coyotes Legendary Society, this group's called. I don't know if all these guys are still getting paid or they might have been getting paid by the Coyotes. Datsuk, Hossa, Pronger, and now Shea Weber.
Shea Weber.
That's
That's a nice line.
Get those guys out there.
What a good foursome. Are they all members at that Sugar Leaf?
I don't know. What's it called?
It's called Silverleaf.
Silverleaf. Kellis, I want to go play Silverleaf. So
yeah.
Webb's traded the Coyotes. Just a little salary dump for him, eh?
Salary dump.
How long is Webb's getting paid for?
Another 6 years.
Wow, that's got to be great. Updogg, always fun having you in the studio, buddy. Thanks for hustling back. Trade deadline's over. Well, I guess we got till Friday to see.
Yeah, but hey, bud, we get to sit back and have a stogie, a little glass of wine, because we ain't getting traded, fella.
Yeah, it'll be fun to break it down with you next week and see exactly what the teams are. I already got a bet on the Avalanche, but this is go time. Fun time of the year here.
Sure
Month
is.
left. March, April, go time, fella.
It is, baby. Let's go.
Thanks to Hall Pass Media, Binger, Maxi. That was Missin Curfew, fella.